and the lateral and median cephalic vein, basilic vein, median cubital vein, then the bicipital aponeurosis and tendon of the bicep brachii muscle, median cubital vein, lateral cutaneous nerve of the forearm. These are the main contents in the roof. What are the contents of the cubital fossa? It consists of a brachial artery with its bifurcation, lateral radial artery and medial ulnar artery, a radial nerve and tendon of the bicep brachii, and medially there is a median nerve. These are the main important, and nerves derived from the coming from the median nerve. All the nerves supplied to the flexor muscles of the forearm are main important contents of the in the cubital fossa. Now, what is there in the floor of the cubital fossa? In the floor of the cubital fossa, there are only two important structures. Above, there is a brachialis, and below the muscle supinator. Supinator and above brachialis, that makes the base of the cubital fossa. The forearm consists of the anterior compartment and posterior compartment. What is the wrist drop? What is wrist drop? It is paralysis of the muscles of the posterior compartment of the forearm that leads. It is due to the injury to the radial nerve in the radial groove. It's called as a wrist drop. Then, what is Saturday night palsy? It is injury to the radial nerve by celebrating the Saturday. It is mostly in the Western countries that leads, if the radial nerve is stretched throughout the night, that leads to the Saturday night palsy. Name the flexor muscles of the forearm: pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, flexor digitorum superficialis, and flexor carpi ulnaris. These are the main important muscles of the and extensor muscles of the forearm. In the back there are mainly there are total 12 muscles in the back of the forearm. They are called as extensors of the forearm. They are called as extensors of the forearm. It consists of the extensor carpi ulnaris, that brachioradialis, then the extensor carpi radialis, then the extensor digitorum superficialis, the supinator. They are the main important muscles in the back of the forearm. They are called as extensors of the forearm. Name the muscles. This is thenar eminence and this one is the hypothenar eminence. In the thenar eminence, there are three muscles. In the hypothenar muscles, in the thenar eminence consists of the abductor pollicis brevis, flexor pollicis brevis, and opponens pollicis that oppose to the fingers. And the hypothenar muscles are the palmaris brevis, abductor digiti minimi, flexor digiti minimi, and opponens digiti minimi that oppose. Digiti minimi, the small finger opposed to the other fingers. These are the muscles of the thenar eminence and muscles of the hypothenar eminence. That is, what is nerve supply of the dorsal introsi? It is supplied by ulnar nerve. Palmar introsi are supplied by ulnar nerve. Deep branch, and lumbricals. All the lumbricals are supplied by the ulnar nerve. Hypothenar muscles are supplied by ulnar nerve. The muscles of the medial side of the palm is supplied by ulnar nerve, and the abductor of the hand is also supplied by ulnar nerve. Muscles of the thenar eminence, that is abductor pollicis brevis, flexor pollicis brevis and opponens pollicis, they are supplied by median nerve. Name the boundaries of the anatomical snub box. Laterally, this is an anatomical snub box. This is anatomical snub box. Okay. Now, see, medially it is bounded by the extensor pollicis brevis, and the extensor pollicis brevis and abductor pollicis longus, and laterally extensor pollicis longus. Laterally extensor pollicis longus, medially extensor pollicis brevis and abductor pollicis longus. What are the contents of the anatomical snub box? It consists of the radial artery, a branch of the radial nerve, and cephalic vein. These are the three main contents. I again revise. What are the contents of the anatomical snub box? Radial nerve, a branch of the radial nerve, radial artery, and cephalic vein. Laterally, it is bounded by extensor pollicis longus, and medially two muscles are there. It is abductor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. Two muscles are there. See, this one is a medial. This one is a medial. See, the anatomical snub box. You are studying. You may say this is right anatomical position. So you may say medial. This one is a medial. This one is a medial, and this one is a lateral. This one is a medial, and this one is a lateral in anatomical position. So these are the contents and the boundaries of the anatomical snub box. Any five muscles, there are 12 muscles in the back of the forearm. Total 12 muscles: anconeus, brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis, extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, and extensor carpi ulnaris. These are the muscles that remains in the posterior compartment of the forearm. Sternoclavicular joint is a compound type of a synovial variety. Then acromioclavicular joint is a plain synovial joint. Shoulder joint is the ball and socket type of joint. Then the elbow joint is one of the hinge variety of the synovial joint. Then the radioulnar joint, that is one of the intraosseous joint with the intraosseous membrane. The muscles of the supination and pronation. The muscles responsible for the supination. This is called as the pronation and supination. The muscles for the pronation is pronator teres and pronator quadratus mainly. Then some flexor muscles, and for supination the supinator. The main important muscle is the supinator. What are the structures undercore of the flexor retinaculum? So the ulnar artery, flexor undercore of the retinaculum, flexor retinaculum. The structures that undercore of the flexor retinaculum, basically and this one is the extensor retinaculum, the tendons of the flexor muscles, the median nerve, then the ulnar nerve, and branches of the ulnar artery and radial artery. And undercore of the extensor retinaculum, the tendons of the extensor muscles. Laterally it joins with the extensor retinaculum. In anatomical position, medially joins with the ulna, and laterally with the lower end of the radius to the styloid process, the extensor retinaculum and bone scaphoid, the extensor retinaculum, and flexor retinaculum to the medially to the ulna, and laterally to the lower anterior aspect of the lower end of the radius, the flexor retinaculum, the attachment of the flexor retinaculum and attachment of the extensor retinaculum of the hand, you may say. What is the root value of the radial nerve? The ventral rami of C5, 6, 7, 8 and T1, that is the root value of the radial nerve. What is the root value of the axillary nerve? Is also called as a circumflex nerve. Its root value is a ventral rami of C5 and C6. What is the root value of the musculocutaneous nerve? The root value of the musculocutaneous nerve is ventral rami of C5, 6 and C7. Then what is the root value of the median nerve? The root value of the median nerve is ventral rami of C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1 of the median nerve. What is the root value of the ulnar nerve? The root value of the ulnar nerve is ventral rami of C8 and T1. It also gets fibers from the 7th cervical spinal nerve. What is carpal tunnel syndrome? The compression of a median nerve under cover of the flexor retinaculum by the inflamed tendons of the flexor muscles of the forearm is called as a carpal tunnel syndrome. The cause may be anatomical or may be pathological. Then what is that tennis elbow? In tennis elbow, sudden extension of the elbow joint leads to the tearing of the extensor fibers of the extensor carpi radialis, and it leads to the pain during the extension of the. It happens in case of a tennis elbow. There may be golfer's elbow. It happens in case of a golfer players, and in the student's elbow there may be tennis elbow, student's elbow. Student's elbow, there is the inflammation of the bursa behind the elbow, or this bursa gets inflamed and student cannot touch the is inability or pain after touching on the bench is called as a student's elbow. Golfer's elbow, boxer's palsy, are also called as a swimmer's palsy, in which the serratus anterior causes the movement of that protraction. A long thoracic nerve is injured. In this case, a long thoracic nerve may get injured. What is Workman's ischemic contraction? In this condition, it occurs in case of a fibrosis of muscles of the forearm, chiefly the flexors, is called as a Workman's ischemic contracture. These are some rare. Shoulder joint may be dislocated anterior-inferiorly, mainly inferior, never above, anteriorly, very rare posteriorly. You must have heard the carpal tunnel syndrome. And what is cubital tunnel syndrome? Through the cubital fossa, see, ulnar node gets entrapped between the two heads of the flexor carpi ulnaris muscles, leading to the paralysis of the medial head of the flexor digitorum profundus and muscles of the hypothenar eminence. It's called as a cubital tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is there, and cubital tunnel syndrome is also there. What is Lister's tubercle? Lister's tubercle is a tubercle on the posterior aspect of the radius. The lower end, that radius is called as a Lister's tubercle. Ligament of Cooper we have seen. The radial pulse, intramuscular injection, then the Lister's tubercle, dorsal tubercle on the posterior surface of the radius we have seen. Lister's tubercle is also called as the highest tubercle on the back of the lower end of the radius is called as the Lister's or the dorsal tubercle. These are some important 2 marks question from the upper limb, that is especially for the, so you may divide it into the bones. 2 marks question from the bones, 2 marks question from the arteries, 2 marks question from the nerves, 2 marks question from the joint, like that. Or according to the region also, for that particular region, what are the probable questions they are to be asked. You may divide it like that. Name the lumbricals, name the introsi, name the nerve supply of the lumbricals, name the nerve supply of the introsi. So in a see, generally the dermatomes and the myotomes are not asked in the 2 marks question, but still you must know the root values of the radial nerve, the root value of the ulnar nerve. You must know the major nerves, musculocutaneous nerve and axillary nerve and median nerve. Then the rare questions consist of the nerve supply, introsi and the lumbricals. They are to be little bit rare questions. Common questions: ligaments of the shoulder joint, ligaments of the elbow joint, ligament of the wrist joint. These are the commonly asked questions. Name the bones participating in the joint. Very common question that a general student must answer or easily can answer. The contents of the snub box. Then what are the thenar muscles? What are the hypothenar muscles? One more odd question, that is what are the actions of the thumb? Flexion, extension, that is abduction and adduction. So these are the 4 important actions of the thumb. And the circumduction. Thumb is important. It is moved by the thenar muscles. So these are the main important actions of the thumb. Some of the common questions, some less common questions, a little bit odd questions, and very rare questions they may be asked, like that of a Trendelenburg sign in the lower extremity. Just we have seen carpal tunnel as well as that cubital tunnel syndrome. Just we have seen that paralysis of the muscles supplied by the ulnar nerve that goes on paralysis. This is an odd question and students generally don't know this cubital tunnel syndrome, the muscle that passes through that cubital tunnel. What is origin, insertion and nerve supply of the pronator teres? Pronator teres gets originated from the medial condyle of the humerus and it is inserted on the radius. That is junction of the lower 2/3 and upper 1/3 of the radius on a lateral aspect of the shaft of the radius. That is pronator teres. Pronator teres is supplied by median nerve. Then what is origin and insertion of the muscle anconius? Anconius gets originated from the back of the, that is lateral condyle of the humerus, and it is inserted on the this is olecranon process of the ulna. It is inserted on the olecranon process of the ulna. This is olecranon process of the ulna. Okay, these are the generally the muscles: biceps, brachialis. The name the muscle that has a double nerve supply for brachialis. Sometimes it is supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve, but sometimes it may be supplied by the branch of the median nerve. Some muscles have a double nerve supply, like that we have seen in the lower extremity, the adductor brevis and adductor magnus. They are the hybrid muscle. They are supplied functionally, and even sometimes it is supplied by the anterior